so bad, it's comical. But I throw myself out there for you guys because I care about you. Isn't this awful? This is just what, you know what? Whatever. Okay, whatever. Once you hit 50, things start changing and there's not much you can do about it. So welcome in all of my saltines. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming back. Nice to see you is what I'm trying to say. I've had 1 cup of coffee, so I feel awake. But I'm not wearing makeup today because yesterday I took off all that makeup I had on, and I'm just about out of my makeup remover. And if you are looking for a makeup remover, this is not sponsored, obviously. This is what I use. I love it. Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleaning Water. This removes makeup. You don't need to rinse it afterwards. It's not oily. It's not drying. It's fantastic. And I want to say this bottle's about $5, but it goes quite a long way. You can rub, even if you have fake eyelashes like I used to, you can rub it over those extensions, no problem. I don't think I have sensitive skin, but I've had no problems with it. And honestly, this removes everything. So I didn't want to put on a full face of makeup, and then that meant I have to go out in public today. And I just don't know if I can do that today. I'm busy. I don't want to go out in public sometimes. It's just not my priority. I'd rather be here making a video for you all. So we're going to continue discussing the McCann case. But before that, don't forget to go to my vintage jewelry website, vintageenvy.com. These are vintage. These are clip-on. I don't even feel them. They're fantastic. So check out my jewelry, you guys. I appreciate the help there. Okay, so we were talking about the Madeleine McCann case yesterday, but I just want to touch on some things real quick. The Lori Vallow case, I know that trial's going on. Okay, why aren't we allowed in the courtroom? I'm sorry, is this not a public trial? Why not? What's the judge's reason? I need to be in the courtroom. I need to see faces. I need to see energy to make determinations most of the time. So that's a huge bummer. And again, I don't think the victims are winning here. This isn't fair. So anyway, I could go off on a tangent on that. And then and I don't have any information on that. I have no information. It's like I'm blocked from those people for some reason. Then there's the case of the mom who killed her stepson. I don't know anything about that case whatsoever, other than my husband originally showing me a picture of the woman and the stepson, and I said, yeah, he's dead. She did it. This is way back when it first happened that day, or I think they weren't even sure if he was dead yet or something. Anyway, yeah, she did it. I know that. And of course, I have to say allegedly, because this is YouTube. So everything I say is my own opinions. I'm just a crazy Californian. I don't know what else to tell you. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Don't turn the channel, though. Subscribe before you leave. And yes, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share the videos. Very easy to share. Check it out if you're not familiar with that. Okay. So if you saw my last video, I think it was video 31, episode 31. I was reading from this Wikipedia partial article. This is 12 pages. It's part of the article. There's more to the story than this, but honestly, that's a lot of paper to use. So I don't know how far I need to go. I need a drink. Magically appears the bubbly water. I ran and got it. Let me open it. I'm so dry. I don't know. I feel like feel like I'm having COVID symptoms again, and so is my husband. I don't know. It's so weird, but whatever. All right. So yesterday I got through really just page 1 and page 2. We talked about that case or that page, and then we got all the way down to the bottom of this one. So I quit recording yesterday because I was getting some really aggressive, negative energy. And I don't get that very often, which is why I had to shut it down. And the negative energy, I can still see it. It's hard because I don't want to talk about it. I mean, I want to talk, excuse me. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I'm so gross, I know. I want to talk about it, but I don't want the negative energy to come back in. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how much we can talk about. So at this point, we have Mr. McCann on a narrow path, a public walkway away from the restaurant and away from the apartment. And he's standing there with someone he met who's British, and they were chit-chatting away about whatever they were. And that's when I see this negative energy hovering over the two men. And remember, I'm going to read from here. Jane Tanner claimed at first that she too was on that narrow pathway around that same time the two men were standing outside talking. Jane Tanner is a friend of the group of people who were all there together. And Mr. McCann said, I never saw her. Why would Jane Tanner say she saw something that she didn't? And she said she saw a man carrying away a young child. You know, if you're going to lie and falsify a story, make up stuff, make up alibis, you have to get your story straight. You have to be consistent. Look at Fotis Dulos, what he did. He had a whole script. They made photocopies. They knew what each other, I'm talking about the Jennifer Dulos case. Her husband, Fotis, his girlfriend, and another guy, they studied what they were going to say. They practiced, they rehearsed what they were going to say, and they made photocopies that they took with them to make sure they knew what to say to corroborate each other's stories. So to me, this McCann situation is not expected, for one. I don't think this was a planned murder or planned kidnapping, but I think it was a horrible idea to tell staff that we're going to leave the 3 babies in the room while we go out to dinner. Why do you do that? Why would you do that? Again, don't assume you're ever safe. And I'm not trying to scare you. I've been all over the world. I've been in the cities everyone wants to go to. Paris, London, Sydney. I mean, I've been all over the place. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere. Nowhere. No place is safe. But we can't go back in time and change that. So I'm going to continue reading on page 3 now. Let's see where we're at. Okay. So this is a drawing of the man that Jane Tanner said she saw walking away with the child. Okay, so this is like 9:15, 9:30 at night. The child in the man's arms was wearing light colored pink pajamas with a floral pattern and cuffs on the legs, similar to Madeline's. Tanner described the man as white, dark-haired, 5'7", tall, of Southern European or Mediterranean appearance. 35 to 40 years old, wearing gold or beige trousers and a dark jacket, and said he did not look like a tourist. According to Kate, Tanner passed the information to Portuguese police as soon as Madeline was reported missing, but they did not pass the description to the media until May 25th. Madeline's fund hired a forensic artist to create an image of the man, which was released October 2007. Why so late? How many times do people need to screw this up? This poor child. The sighting became important because it offered investigators a time frame for the abduction, but Scotland Yard came to view it as a red herring. I'm not sure what that means. In October of 2013, they said that a British holidaymaker had been identified as the man Tanner had seen. He had been returning to his apartment after collecting his daughter from the Ocean Club night. Scotland Yard took photographs of the man wearing the same similar clothes to the ones he was wearing on the night and standing in a pose similar to the one Tanner reported. The pajamas his daughter had been wearing also matched Tanner's report. Operation Grange lead detective, Detective Chief Inspector Andy Redwood, said they were almost certain the Tanner sighting was not related to the abduction. And yeah, that's what I feel from Spirit. I feel from Spirit right now. Okay, and here comes Spirit. This guy was not involved in this case at all. This stranger man walking down with holding a child. So, as far as I'm concerned, check him off the list. All right, this section now is called Smith sighting, and this is 10 o'clock at night. I have to convert. They have it in military time. I have to convert it when I see it. 2,200 hours, so that's 10 p.m. The rejection of the Tanner sighting as crucial to the timeline allowed investigators to focus on another sighting of a man carrying a child on the night of Madeline's disappearance. This one reported to Portuguese police on May 26, 2007 by Martin and Mary Smith, who had been in Praia da Luz on holiday from Ireland. Scotland Yard concluded in 2013 that the Smith sighting offered the approximate time of Madeline's kidnap. Okay. The Smiths saw the man at around 2,200 hours, 10 o'clock, on Rua del Escuela Primaria, 500 yards from the McCann's apartment. So 500 yards, that's a little ways. 500 yards from the McCann's apartment, walking away from the Ocean Club and towards Rua 25 de Abril and the beach. He was carrying a girl aged 3 to 4 years. She had blonde hair and pale skin. was wearing light-colored pajamas and had bare feet. The man was mid-30s, 5'7" to 5'9", slim to normal build, with short brown hair, wearing cream or beige trousers. Sorry. He did not look like a tourist, according to the Smiths, and had seemed uncomfortable carrying the child. E-fits based on the Smiths' testimony were first created in 2008 by Oakley International private investigators hired by the McCanns and were publicized in 2013 by Scotland Yard on the BBC program Crime Watch. Why? What's going on in Portugal? I don't understand. I mean, this was a while ago, granted, but I don't know. I feel like, and nothing against the Portuguese, but kind of. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Why is the police and investigators in Portugal? I don't understand. They're not really handling this situation at all. Granted, I think they were lied to by many people, but this is just so bizarre. I mean, how many years have to go by? I feel like I'm getting a hot flash, and I don't get hot flashes anymore. I think I'm just upset. Here comes my saltiness coming out. All right, so reported missing, 2,200 hours, 10 p.m. Kate, that's Mrs. McCann, had intended to check on the children at 9:30, but Matthew Oldfield, one of the Tapas 7, offered to do it when he checked on his own children. Oh, come on. I wouldn't let No. This is another freaking fishy thing. No! And like I said, I know I'm overprotective, but there's no way I would ever ask or allow anyone other than, let's say, my partner or my parents check on the kids for me. I can imagine. I'm thinking back to when my kids were small, and maybe we were, let's say we were at a birthday party at someone's house, and we had a dad who was a part of our group. He didn't work. His wife was she's a bank manager or something. Anyway, she made, and I'm sure still makes, a ton of money. So he stayed home with the kids. I wouldn't let him check on my kids if he was going to go check on his kids. I need to lay eyes on my kids myself. I am responsible for my kids myself. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's just me. No. God, this just infuriates me. We're supposed to protect our children. You know, this goes back to the Indiana case where those girls were dropped off to get murdered. I'm sorry. Calm down. Calm down. Jesus. Okay. So Matthew Oldfield, one of the Tapas 7, offered to do it when he checked on his own children in the apartment next door to the 5A apartment where the McCann kids were. He noticed that the McCann's children's bedroom door was wide open. But after hearing no noise, he left without looking far enough into the bedroom to see whether Madeline was there. He could not recall whether the bedroom window and its exterior shutter were open at this point. Early on in the investigation, Portuguese police accused Oldfield of involvement. No kidding. Because he had volunteered to do the check. Exactly. Suggesting to them that he had handed Madeleine to someone through the bedroom window. This happens. I'm not saying the man's guilty yet. The stupidity of some people. Stupidity. I'm just thinking about a trip I used to go on. My sister used to have a house in Cabo and in Mexico. And the windows had they didn't have windows. It was just a hole. Sorry, I'm itchy because I'm getting worked up. I'm getting itchy. The windows didn't have closures. The windows were just wide open. So anyone could come in, including the freaking animals, which, oh God, lizards and things would come in through the window. So I'm wondering if this place in Portugal was similar to that, where it was just kind of open access. Which I don't like that at all. Okay. Okay. So Matthew's now a suspect because he offered to go check on the kids. Kate made her own check of the apartment at around 2200 hours, so the 10 o'clock. Okay, but if Matthew went at 9:30, weren't we told that Dad was there at 9:05? That was on page 1 and 2. That Dad went to check on them at 9:05 or 9:15. So why would they go just 15 minutes later? I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? This isn't adding up. This is just, it doesn't feel good to me. Kate made her own check. Okay. At 10 o'clock. Scotland Yard stated in 2013 that Madeleine was probably taken moments before this. Kate recalled entering the apartment through the unlocked patio doors at the back and noticing that the children's bedroom door was wide open. Okay, if you're a responsible adult and you are offering to go check on someone's kids, you gotta put your eyes on the children. This guy didn't even... Oh, this is how I feel. My hair's a little messed up because I cut it myself a little bit more after I had it cut. Okay. When Kate tried to close the door, it slammed shut as though there was a drought, which is when she saw the bedroom window and its shutter were open. Madeleine's cuddle cat and blanket were still on the bed, but Madeleine was gone. After briefly searching the apartment, Kate ran back towards the restaurant screaming, "Madeleine's gone. Someone's taken her." Around 10:10, Jerry sent Matthew to ask the resort's reception desk to call the police. At 10:30, the resort activated its missing child search protocol. 60 staff, that's 60 staff and guests searched until 4:30 in the morning. At first, assuming Madeleine had wandered off. one of them told Channel 4 dispatches that from one end of the Praia del Luz to the other, searchers calling Madeleine's name could be heard. That's an eerie thought, isn't it? Middle of the night, early morning, yelling out for this child that's missing. I mean, I don't know if that's against the law here in the United States, because like that could be considered neglect, not watching your kid, leaving the doors up. I mean, again, there's a pool here. I mean, it's just, there's so many reasons why the kids should not have been left. And what about this other guy? What about Matthew? What about his kids? Were his doors opened? Was anything askew with anyone else's rooms? Did any of the other kids say, "Oh, Mommy, a man came in, but he left"? You know, something. Oh, my God. Okay, now we go down to early response. Oh, God. Portuguese police. 2 officers from the Gendarmerie Guarda Nacional Republicana arrived at the resort at 11:10 from Llagos, 5 miles away. At midnight, after briefly searching, they alerted the criminal police in nearby Portimao. Kate recounted that the PJ arrived just after 1 a.m. Okay, so that's police, I guess? Yeah. Police. Okay. PJ is in reference to the police, so PJ. According to the PJ, they arrived within 10 minutes of being alerted. At 2 a.m., 2 patrol dogs were brought to the resort, and at 8, 4 search and rescue dogs. Police officers had their leave canceled and started searching waterways, wells, caves, sewers, and ruins around the Praia del Luz. Inspector Gonzalo Amaral, head of the PJs, became the inquiry's coordinator. Okay, all right. So the officials are doing something. Bringing in the dogs, getting the cops out there right away. Okay, so that's good. That's encouraging. It was widely acknowledged that mistakes were made during the so-called golden hours soon after the disappearance. Yeah. Neither border nor marine police were given descriptions of Madeleine for many hours. Why? Why? And officers did not make house-to-house searches. Why not? I don't understand that. Oh my God. What the? I gotta make a note of that. That is just bull. That is awful. According to Kate, roadblocks were first put in place at 10 a.m. the next morning. Police did not request motorway surveillance pictures or vehicles leaving Praia del Luz the night of the disappearance, or of the road between Llagos and Villarreal de Santo Antonio on the Spanish border. The company that monitors the road said they were not approached for information. It took Interpol 5 days to issue a global missing persons alert. Not everyone in the resort at the time was interviewed. Holiday makers, that's a funny name, isn't it? Holiday makers later contacted the British police to say no one had spoken to them. The crime scene, the crime scene was not secured. Portuguese police took samples from Madeleine's bedroom, which were sent to 3 forensic labs. It was reported on June 1st, 2007, that DNA from one stranger had been found. Stranger. Well, is there a cleaning lady or cleaning man? Are there maids or cooks or something? Does someone else come in to help maintain? But around 20 people had entered the apartment before it was closed off. Well, there you go. You've contaminated a crime scene. According to Chief Inspector Olegario de Sousa, that information was according to this cop about letting 20 people go in and contaminate the crime scene. According to Kate, an officer placed tape across the doorway of the children's bedroom, but left at 3 in the morning without securing the apartment. The police case file released in 2008 showed that the apartment 5A lay empty for a month after the disappearance, then was let out to tourists before being sealed off again in August of 2007 for more forensic tests. A similar situation arose outside the apartment when a crowd gathered by the front door of 5A, including next to the children's bedroom window, through which an abductor may have entered or left, trampling of evidence. Should be of evidence. An officer dusted the bedroom's windows exterior shutter for fingerprints without wearing gloves or other protective clothing. This is another one of those situations where someone's getting away with their crime because of the stupidity of mankind. I am just shocked. I am shocked. So, reading through a couple of the comments from the last video, some of you mentioned some other things that could have potentially happened, such as Dad giving Maddie some Benadryl, probably to put her to sleep. Maybe she was overdosed. But I don't see that happening. I don't see an overdose. I don't feel spiritually, I don't feel a drug overdose. And those situations tend to pop up right away. I don't feel an overdose. And then there was also someone mentioned about Dad possibly spanking or reprimanding Maddie, and maybe she fell and hit her head, and then they have to deal with a body. But I don't think that's the case either. Well, because that stupid man, Matthew, didn't go in when he went in to check on the kids. He didn't lay eyes on any of the kids, so he can't confirm or deny that anyone was there at all. This whole thing is just, I mean, let's just do some pretending here. Let's say mom or dad did do something to Maddie. Let's say Maddie died in the apartment there, and they convinced Matthew to go check on the kids, and he would corroborate their story by saying, well, the door was open, but yeah, nothing was disturbed. Oh, but I didn't see the kids. I didn't go in that far to see the kids. Could that be possible? Absolutely. Do I think that's what happened? No. I don't think that's what happened. I'm looking right now. I'm looking away. I know that, but I'm looking at spirit. So right here where I'm looking, I'm in that apartment, and okay, here comes spirit. Maybe I should stop talking so that spirit can come in. Come on in. Any friendly spirits? Anyone trying to help? Only spirits that are here to help. Okay, someone's trying to get in my body. Okay, someone's in my body. Normally by this point, I know who it is. Okay, this spirit is here. I know it's in my body, but it's also right here. It's very strange how this works. The spirit's right here, and it is a female energy. It's a very flowy, soft, feathery, gentle energy. And she's just, okay, she's saying, yes, I was a female. I'm trying to confirm if this is Maddie or not, but she's not answering that question. Again, remember, there's no gender on the other side, but this is one way for spirit to help me identify who they are by saying female, showing me female. And she's saying, yes. I believe this is Maddie. I have full body chills now, even in my back. I'm getting, okay, and my head now, full, strong, powerful chills. And the fact that Maddie would come in tells me she's here to assist me, which is a privilege for me to have. I never take spirit for granted. Spirit absolutely doesn't need to come to me. But they when they choose to, I appreciate it, and it's a gift. It's a miracle. I'm not going to overlook these modern day miracles. This is important. I feel like spirit's telling me I'm doing a good job trying to figure it out. That I'm being thorough, but at the same time, she's not giving me any information. Okay, but that doesn't mean the information won't come. Comes in spirit's time. Information comes in spirit's time. Okay. Now, excuse me, the thing about the spirit that I'm seeing right here, this floaty female spirit that I believe to be Maddie, she's older. She's not a baby. She's not 3. She's not 5. She's much older. I think she would be around 19 or 20 right now, but she's not that old. The way she's presenting herself is 13, 14. She's showing me the number 13, 14. I don't want to assume that that's her age. This could, Well, I mean, it would make sense if that's what she's telling me. I see the number 13/14. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to write down, Maddie came into my presence and appeared when the number 13/14. Is this 2013, 2014? Is she showing me herself as if she would have been 13 or 14 years old? I don't know. This is how readings go. This is how it goes. And I've mentioned that I do a reading once a month with the same person. I've been doing it for, I think, almost 3 years, 2.5 years. And, you know, I have a whole notebook just for this one person because every month we add to it and then we connect the dots, so to speak. So this is not unusual for Spirit to just say, hey, hi, I exist. Let me throw out a couple of numbers for you. Let me give you a little dash of information, but then I'm not going to say anything after that. So this is why I take notes during a reading. And yeah, readings are an hour long, so it's a pretty fast communication as opposed to meeting once a month and having that chance to really get to know these spirits intimately over a long period of time. So this is good. This is good that she's come here. She's being protective of herself. She is not opening herself up, even though she's come into my body. She's not in my body anymore. But the fact that she's come into my body means she trusts me. Again, I don't take that for granted. I am so honored and privileged to have these abilities. So this is good. I'm confident. Okay, she's like, oh, I'll come back. That's what she said. Oh, are we not done? I'll come back in. I'll come back. So now she's back in my body again. Okay. All right. So Maddie, if you want to share anything, I feel like she wants me to keep reading this information. All right, so let's keep going. Hey, I'm game. I'll do whatever Spirit wants me to do. Okay, so I'm at the bottom of the page now. 12 days after Maddie's disappearance, Robert Murat, a 34-year-old British Portuguese property consultant, became the first suspect in the case. Born in Hammersmith, West London. Oh, I know where that's at. Murat lived in his mother's house, Casa Liliana. I don't know why I said that with an Italian accent. So this guy lives in Casa Liliana, 150 yards away from apartment 5A, which is where Maddie was at, in the direction in which the man in the Tanner sighting had walked. Okay. He was named a suspect after a Sunday Mirror journalist told Portuguese police he had been asking about the case. All right, so this guy from Hammersmith, London, is inquiring with the police as to what happened, what's going on, what's the latest. The police had briefly signed Murat up as an official interpreter. He said he wanted to help because he had a daughter in England around Madeline's age. Well, we've seen that, right? The criminal returning to the crime scene, making inquiries as to what's going on. They like hearing about it. They get off on these details. I'm not saying he's guilty. I don't see that this particular man is guilty at this point. And I'm asking Maddie, while she's here, confirm or deny or yes or no, something. But that's pretty common, isn't it? Whether it's an arsonist or a murderer going back to the crime scene, that's a thing. So yeah, so it raised red flags with the police. 3 members of the Tapas 7, Fiona Payne, Russell O'Brien, and Rachel Ofield, said they had seen Murat outside apartment 5A shortly after the disappearance, as did an Ocean Club nanny and 2 British holidaymakers. This would not have been surprising considering how close Murat lived to 5A, but he and his mother said he had been at home all evening. Did you hear that? The McCann circle was clearly suspicious of Murat. One of the McCann's supporters offered Richard Bilton, a BBC reporter, exclusive access to any new developments in the case. If Bilton would report back to the press, okay, next page. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. If Bilton would report back what the press pack was saying about Murat beginning on May 15th, 2007, Murat's home was searched. The pool was drained, his cars, computers, phones, videotapes examined, his garden searched using ground radar and sniffer dogs, and 2 of his associates questioned. In March 2008, one of those associates had his car set to fire with the word Fala, or speak, sprayed in red on the pavement. Interesting. This is just like in the movies, isn't it? All right, I'm going to stop there for now. And we'll get back to this report soon, but this is a mess. This whole thing is a mess. But the good news is Maddie has come into my presence for the first time. How amazing is that? I never know. I never know when Spirit's going to come in. She could have come in yesterday. She could have come in years ago when I saw that video of her mom and dad. I don't ever know when they're going to come in. So thank you, Maddie, for coming into my presence, and hopefully she will continue to do so. In the meantime, you guys stay safe. Before you go, please hit that like button right here. Subscribe to the channel. Come on. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can go live together. And then share the video. That will help the channel grow as well. All right, and don't forget to check out my website with my jewelry. Check it out, check it out. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Stay safe.